Hey guys, Danny Johnson here, and unfortunately, I think many of us have been in this situation where we have broken a tool. This is a breaker bar 1/2 inch. As you can see, it's just sheared right off. And in the end, DeWalt was very good with their warranty. They're sending a new one. But I wanted to show you how easy it would be to repair this. They don't really offer replacement parts. They just want to send you a new one. But all this takes is a Phillips head. Just take the bolt right out of here, and it comes right out, and then we can remove the broken head to this breaker bar. So the breaker bar itself is still fine. This is the only piece that needs to be replaced. And they do sell hardened steel better ones, but the only place I could find them was the UK Amazon. They're very hard to find. And so what I wanted to do as well is just look at some other ones that I had. So taking a 4mm Allen, we're going to take out this Craftsman one just to look at fitment. And so it removes pretty much in the same way. You just take the bolt out, and here it comes out. There's also, this one had a little washer in it, and there is a little spring recessed in some of these that I'll show you on reinstalling. But anyways, you can see this is same way that it comes out, and some of them go over the breaker bar end. This one goes in between, so there are different styles. But the problem I had with the Craftsman one was the hole would not line up, because the Craftsman one was a little bit longer, or better, where the hole is drilled in it is a little bit too far up on it. So as you can see, if you take a look at this in the side trying to line it up, you'll see it doesn't quite line up. So this one would not work unless you wanted to grind it down. But I did have another 1/2 inch breaker bar end that was laying around, and it was the same thing. It was a 4mm Allen to get it out. And so installing it on the new tool, you'll see there is a little recessed area down in here for the spring on one side. So you just pop the spring down in there and then just slide it back into the breaker bar end. On some of the breaker bars, there are threads on both sides, but you'll be able to tell which side the head of the bolt needs to fit in and which side it screws into. But as you can see, this one actually lined up perfectly. The hole in it was down a little bit lower, and so this one would be perfectly interchangeable. As I put the bolt in, though, it did seem like it was having a little bit of a hard time threading. It might be a different size, so I just went back to getting my DeWalt one that I took out, and that obviously solved the problem since it's threaded perfectly for it. So if you get a replacement piece like this, then you can just use your old hardware if it has not been broken, and just put it back together. And so this way worked out really well. However, this just leaves the question, if you buy one online and you're not sure if it's going to fit, how are you going to know? So you want to either have a good return policy or do some research to try to find out if it's going to fit. And I was surprised on how hard it was to find these, and the only one I did find was $16, so you're almost the cost of the breaker bar itself, and some of them even were 16 plus shipping. That was with free shipping, but it did give us the dimensions that we could look at and compare to see if it would even fit in the breaker bar at all, and then we'd have to determine if it's going to fit in the hole for the bolt. So we took some measurements of the Craftsman one that would not fit, and this one was too big, and so the replacement one, the dimensions were even bigger. So I'm not sure if it would even fit. And I got them in both the inches size and then put it into millimeters as well, just so I could research it in case I could find some other ones. But the one that I was looking at was a lot bigger. But it seems the main concern to me is how far down that circle is. Again, if you look on the right side of that circle, how much extra that you have material-wise, that's going to determine whether it's going to fit in there or not. So sure, you can grind it down and alter things. I don't know if you really want to get into that, if it would, challenge the integrity of it. But anyway, that's where we are now. I'm going to look around at some hardware stores and see if I can find any of the replacement parts that they have, or maybe use the breaker bar for something different, because again, it is pretty much the same price just to buy a new one for the parts, and that's why DeWalt pretty much just sends you a new one if you break it. So anyway, let me know what you think in the comments, or if you've ever replaced this part before. As always, thanks for watching, and please check the video description where I have other videos that are similar to this, and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Thanks, guys.